Hey, what's up guys? I hope you're doing good today. I hope you've had an awesome week. Today I'm going to talk about helpers and who hires the helpers. Can you hire your own helper? Do they provide a helper? This, that, and the other about helpers. Before I get started, my name's Austin Ross. I've been pipeline welding for about 7 years now, and I absolutely love it. Not anything else I'd rather be doing. It's kind of welding is all I've known as far as, since high school or so. Work in general is all I've known, but I absolutely love pipelining, and my goal on this channel is to prepare those of you that are new to pipeline or wanting to get into it or new to the lifestyle. I just want to prepare you for the lifestyle. It's a crazy lifestyle. It's very, it's like a roller coaster, it's good money and then it's not, so it's like, you gotta love the game, and I say it all the time, and you gotta be willing to learn all the time to move forward because it changes on a daily basis. So I just want to be your in-between guy, somebody that you can go to for information or anything like that. So if you stay till the end of this video, I'll get you a welder's helper workwear list and a pipeline welder workwear list. And yeah, let's get started. So I worked non-union for about 5 or 6 years before I joined the union. I've been in the union for about almost going on 2 years now. And on the non-union side, a welder and a helper hires in through somebody they know. You have to know somebody to get started on the non-union side. There is no dispatch side. They don't have a hiring hall, So whenever a welder hires into a job on the non-union side, you can bring your own. There's always the option to bring your own helper. And I say that, it seems like there's been times where that's not totally true. You usually have the option to hire your own. Sometimes bigger jobs, they'll have enough helpers, and sometimes you can't bring your own, but a lot of times you can bring your own helper. But if you don't have one on the non-union side, they will usually get one. Depending on the size of the job and the contractor and how good they are at taking care of their people, of their employees, some contractors will make a welder go without a helper for a couple days because they can't find one, but usually they're gonna get one for you sooner or later. On the union side, there's 2 ways you can hire out. Contract hire or company hire, which is you get hired by the weld boss, and then which is just like non-union for the most part. You have to know a welding boss or know somebody to get hired. But they also have the dispatch side, which you hire in through the hall. You apply for a job and you get hired out through the hall, which is called dispatch hire. Helpers are the same way. So if you dispatch into a job, you cannot bring your own helper. They have to dispatch in a helper for the dispatch welders. The rule of thumb on hiring on the union, as far as the welders go in the 798, they have to hire 50% dispatch welders, 50% dispatch helpers, and then 50% contract helpers and 50% welders. So it has to be half and half. That's the way it is on the union side. So if you dispatch in on a job, they will get you a dispatch helper. Now if you contract hire in or company hire in, you can bring your own helper, as long as he's got a book, of course. He has to have a 798 helper book. So that's how that works. Let me know in the comments before we go any further, what would you rather do? Would you rather bring your own helper, or would you rather have one supplied for you? If you've never done this before, what would you think would be better? Let me know in the comments before we go any further. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about real quick some of the experiences I've had with having helpers gave to me from the company, and then having helpers that I bring on myself. So some advantages to having a helper provided is you get to meet new people. You get to meet people from all over. There's no telling who you might get provided. So if you like meeting new people, that's one good reason to have a helper provided for you. Another good thing or advantage to having one supplied is they could be a really good helper, as to where a disadvantage is they could be a really bad helper, a green helper. We'll talk about those here in a minute. And then another advantage, which kind of goes along with the first one, is having the opportunity to have all kinds of different personality types work under you. You get to know different kinds of people. You kind of learn how to react to different situations, because if you've had this one helper that acts this way this whole time, and you've had him for a long time, him or her, and you get this other helper and they don't do things quite the same, or they're way different, it throws you for a loop. You don't know how to act. You might get mad, you might do something that you wouldn't have done. So it's nice having that difference of people that the different personality types working under you, so you can learn how to react to different situations. I hope that makes sense. Some disadvantages of having helpers provided for you is, can y'all hear that bird? I love my house. So many birds, so many noises, traffic. love it. A disadvantage to having a helper provided is they could be lazy, they could be dirty, messy, not tidy, or if you're not tidy, they might be too tidy for you, or whatever the case may be. They could talk a lot or not talk enough. And of course they could be green, you know, they could be have no idea what they're doing, which in turn could be a good thing. It kind of teaches you to have patience, but if you're not one that has a lot of patience, if they're green, they don't know what they're doing, and you don't want to, if you're not into teaching, you know, like I get it, that could be aggravating, you know. If you're used to having a helper that's on top of things and taking care of you real good, you can get a green helper, and that can go south if you allow it to. So those are some things, you know, that could be bad about having one supplied for you. Some advantages to having your own helper, like hiring your own or knowing the helper that's helping you, or one that you've had for a while, is they know how you like things done. They know how you like your bead ground. They know how where all your tools go on your truck. They know how you like to keep your truck in the cab. You know, they respect things more just because they know you, things like that. Things are potentially going to go a lot smoother because you guys have a rhythm, you and your helper. So that's a good thing about bringing your own. You could potentially room with your helper if your family don't travel with you and you're looking for a cheaper place to stay, like a hotel. You could split a hotel room, things like that. Oh, and another one is if you travel by yourself without your family, it's somebody to travel with, you know, following you or riding with you, depending on how the situation is. They might have their own vehicle, they might have to ride with you, whatever the case may be. It's somebody to keep you company, somebody to kind of run with, you know, and if you guys get along real good, so it's somebody to accompany you is a good reason to have your own, and somebody to go do things with or whatever after work. And some disadvantages to bringing your own helper or having the same one for a long time is your helper could get too comfortable. They get to where they don't respect you as much, take advantage of you in different ways, you know, financially. It just gets too, it can almost get too personal, especially if you have family helping you. Depending on your family dynamic with that family member, it could get dirty, you know, it could get shady, could get uncomfortable because you don't want to fire your family if you have that relationship. It all depends on the dynamic with you and your family, but hiring family is known to not be a good thing, but it definitely all depends because everybody's different. Some people can get along with their family way better, but so it's just the fact that they could get too comfortable and just take advantage of different things, you know, that you never wanted to happen. Other than that, I can't think of much that would be bad about bringing one with you. It's actually, if I could find one that I like to have with me, I would bring them on most generally, you know, but quite frankly, I enjoy having a helper supplied for me just because you don't know what you're gonna get. It's kind of like Forrest Gump, you know, it's like a box of chocolates, you don't know what you're gonna get, you know. Yeah, I'm taking the risk of having a bad helper. I've had a lot of green ones, a lot of ones that I don't get along with, or which that don't mean we fight all day, but I tolerate a lot, but it's ones that, like, you know, don't have respect or things like that, you know, and I take that risk, but I like it because I meet really good helpers too. I meet really good people. I meet lots of different people from all over. So it's just neat. It's neat to me having a helper provided for me because I get to meet that many more new people and get to know them, you know, and bring them on this channel to share their situations. Sam, Devin, if you guys have followed me for any time at all, it's neat to hear people's different stories, where they come from, how they got into this lifestyle and things like that. And I can do that by meeting new people and having different helpers and getting to know them because I'm with them 60 hours a week plus. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. There will be a link in the description of the Welder Helper Workwear and the Pipeline Welder Workwear in the description. You can get that link, click on the link, put in your email, and I'll shoot it over to you for those of you that are interested in that stuff. That'll be down in the description, and we will see you guys next Friday. One thing I'm going to start doing at the end of my videos is saying a piece of advice besides the learn something every day piece of advice. My piece of advice for this week is be patient. Be patient in all aspects, with helpers, with welders, with finances, with your spouse, with work, with getting into this lifestyle. Just be patient. Work hard, but be patient. Anyway, let that sink in. We'll see y'all next Friday. Remember, learn something every day. We'll see y'all next Friday. Thanks for watching.